guys, welcome back to the Comics Clash. It's Isaiah, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 favorite movies of 2022 so far. I know I haven't been uploading in a while. I was really busy this past month. I had a lot of final projects for school, and I didn't really feel like uploading when I had time to upload. So I'm really sorry about that, but I'm back now. It's the summer. Expect a lot of new content coming soon because I'm free and I'm going to be making videos every time a new movie or comic related thing releases, so stay tuned. With that said, let's dive into my top 5 favorite movies of the year so far. Starting off with some honorable mentions, Michael Bay's latest film, Ambulance, is one of my honorable mentions. I thought it was just an amazing film, and if you can make a 2-hour movie that's really entertaining about two guys driving an ambulance in a heist, then you're awesome. Because this movie is so entertaining, and the whole time these two guys are just riding in an ambulance in a car chase. Car chases get really boring after like 15 minutes or so. You gotta see the one in Matrix Reloaded. That scene gets so boring after like 5 minutes of the car chase. But this whole movie is based on a car chase, and it's really entertaining, really enjoyable, and I enjoyed the whole thing. So I really like Michael Bay's Ambulance. It's insane how he made this movie so entertaining. I love the dynamic between our two leads, and I think the acting's on point. Michael Bay made a great film, and I really liked it. My next honorable mention is Scream 5. I actually really enjoyed this film. It was a great legacy film that brought in some interesting, cool new characters and brought back the original cast and made just a really solid Scream movie. The mystery was great, and finding out who the killers were was awesome. Twists and turns throughout this entire movie. I really enjoyed it. It was just another great movie to revive the franchise, and I'm really excited for Scream 6. There are a couple of things here that kind of annoy me and do hold this movie back from being in the top 5, but I still think it's a really solid Scream movie, and I absolutely really enjoyed it. Alright, with the honorable mentions out of the way, it's time to dive into my top 5 favorite movies of the year so far. So kicking us off at number 5 is Lightyear. I just saw this movie yesterday, and I absolutely thought it was amazing. The first 20 to 25 minutes of this movie are fantastic. Seeing how everyone is growing on this planet, everyone's finding a life except for Buzz. He just wants to keep doing the mission over and over again. It was just so heartbreaking seeing how Buzz wasted this time not being able to spend it with the people he truly cared about and seeing how they passed away. I thought that was really emotional, really heartfelt, and I thought the first 20 minutes of this movie were perfection. Near close to the first 10 minutes of Up. This was really solid first 20 minutes. Now we got into the actual story. It was pretty fun. It was an enjoyable adventure. The team has great chemistry and thought it was a really fun time. One problem I did have with the movie, though, was the villain. I thought that they could have done something different, something more intriguing with the villain. I feel like they were just too quick. They kind of rushed his story and everything that was going on because they wanted to focus mainly on the team. They didn't have enough time to develop the villain and actually what Buzz was doing as the villain, because it's the future version of Buzz, or the older version of Buzz. I thought it was really weird how Buzz was just so quick to choose, nah, I don't want to go back in time and see my real friends who I missed spending time with because I was doing this mission. I thought Buzz would have a lot of guilt on that and he'd want to go back in time, but he didn't even hesitate and he went for his new family, which I understand that he was going to end up in the end, but I thought he would have some hesitation with that. And I also thought that it was really weird how they did the timeline with the other Buzz, because the other Buzz says he wants to kill the younger Buzz. Wouldn't that just kill himself? I feel like they should have made some rules with how the time travel works with this crystal and everything. But overall, it's just a really fun time at the theater. I love the chemistry of the team. The first 20 minutes of this film are emotional, heartfelt, and amazing. The only problem is the villain. It could have gone higher up on this list, but I still absolutely love Lightyear, and I thought it was just such an amazing movie. Next up on the list, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I thought this film was amazing. It was an absolute blast. It was such a fun time. It was one of the most fun experiences I've had in the theater. We went to the theater on opening night, and they were giving out posters, and it was just so much fun. And then the audience was just amazing. Everyone was laughing, having a great time, and they're true Sonic fans in that theater. And I was like, damn, this is a really good video game movie. Usually video game movies just kind of throw the lore of video games out the window, and I feel like most video game movies are just really bad and they don't try their best to capture the magic of the games. But the Sonic movies really do capture the magic of the games, and I just thought this movie was amazing and it really captured that. Other than that, it was just such an hilarious movie that had me laughing out loud a bunch of times. The message with Sonic was awesome, and I really did enjoy the whole dynamic between Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails. I thought they were just a really fun group. When Sonic went supersonic, that was amazing, and the final fight with Dr. Robotnik is amazing. I think that the whole movie just comes together really well. There are a few moments here and there that I thought were a bit cringy about Sonic and Donut Lord becoming like father-son relationship. I thought that was a little bit weird, and I didn't feel totally on board with that. But other than that, I thought it was just such a fun time. I absolutely loved this movie. It was a total blast, and seeing all these new characters introduced into the Sonic franchise was just so much fun, and I absolutely loved the movie. Coming in at third place is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought this movie was spectacular. It's just oozing with creativity. This movie is just so much fun. There's so much going on, so much creativity. You can see that the writers just put all their effort into this. The people who made this movie designed the costumes, the CGI, everything was on point. It's just such an amazing movie, and just seeing the creativity that this movie had. There's some amazing characters, and Michelle Yeoh gives an amazing performance. I think all the characters are likable and interesting, and you get to understand them. The standout character was the dad, though. He was absolutely amazing. I love him so much. He's just such an amazing person, and he's just trying his best to be a good husband and bring his family back together. He misses the moments with his family from before and how they're just kind of falling apart, and I just really love his character and how he just wanted to bring them back together. Thought he was such a spectacular character, and I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I think everything in this movie was on point, but the only thing holding this movie back from being in my top two are there just a couple scenes that are really cringy, with them eating each other's fingers in one of the multiverse, and just a couple of characters that were really weird from the multiverse that weren't really main, just side characters that did some weird stuff. And yeah, the finger scenes, I did not like that, very cringy. But other than that, this movie was absolutely spectacular. I really enjoyed it. And I think this movie was just amazing. Before we move on to the next movie, I just have to talk about one scene in this movie that was just so powerful. It's the rock scene. No dialogue, just captions, and there are just two rocks that can invoke so much emotion and just so much meaning from this one scene. Thought that was spectacular, and the rock scene was the best scene in the movie, and I just love how there are no words in this scene, but it invokes so much emotion. It was just two rocks, and it did so much for this movie. I absolutely love this film. It was fantastic, and yeah, you guys have to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once if you have not seen it yet. It's just an amazing movie. Our runner-up is Top Gun Maverick. Who would have thought that 30 years later we got a movie like Top Gun Maverick? Just a cheesy 90s movie was the first Top Gun, but Top Gun Maverick is something else. Top Gun Maverick is its own movie, and it is absolutely fantastic, using some of the lore that we had in the first Top Gun movie to just elevate this movie. There are so many great new characters that have so much emotion inside them, and just this whole movie was absolutely amazing. I'm not really one for military plane Navy films, but I absolutely really enjoyed Top Gun. The acting is on point, the emotion is invoked, and you're really invested in these characters and this mission that they have to go on. This movie is just so well developed, and the characters are well developed. Everything is just so well done. I absolutely loved how this movie progressed, and it just had a great flow going for it. The characters are awesome, the story's awesome. You get some laughs here and there, you get some really emotional moments, and I thought this entire movie was fantastic. One little thing that I did not like about this movie was that they didn't spend enough time developing the relationship between Maverick and Penny, because they had a huge relationship before in the past movie and throughout some time between these two movies. So it seems like they didn't spend enough time getting back together and like building their relationship back up. But other than that, this movie was fantastic. It was just so well made. The cinematography is on point, the visuals are amazing, and just the flight scenes are so well done. This entire movie is absolutely awesome. I enjoyed it all, and I'm not even a fan of Navy movies or military movies, but I thought this movie was fantastic. It was just such a great movie, and yeah, I really enjoyed Top Gun Maverick. But of course, coming in at number one is Morbius. I mean, of course, Morbius is my number one favorite movie of the year. This movie was just fantastic. I mean, wow. Morbius, best movie of all time. Nah, just kidding. Of course, coming in at number one is The Batman. And I loved all the movies on this list. I thought they were all amazing. Even the honorable mentions were awesome. But The Batman is something else. The Batman is a perfect comic book movie. This movie is just so great. The characters, the chemistry that they have Robert Pattinson's acting's on point. Paul Dano as the Riddler is fantastic. This whole movie is just so good. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and I was invested in the movie the whole time. The cinematography is amazing. Some of the best cinematography I've seen in the last couple of years, and I just think this movie is just so perfect. It's so well done. Everything in this movie is just on point. The Riddler is a scary, menacing villain that has you on the edge of your seat throughout the entire film. You don't know what he's going to do next, and just this detective story that you're going on is just so interesting, and seeing the progression of the story and following the clues to what's actually happening in Gotham City, seeing the corruption of this city and how it just invokes so much like dread you feel inside of how this city's run. And it's just such a horrible city, and you want that to change, and you want the Batman to be a symbol for, you want him to protect this city, you want him to rebuild it. And the Batman, he just does such a heroic, he's such a heroic character in this film. Robert Pattinson just gives an amazing performance with him, and seeing everything that he does to try to be the best hero that he can be, and trying to stop all the corruption that's going on, trying to stop the Riddler and everything that's happening in here. I think that this movie is just absolutely amazing. I loved it. It's definitely one of my top 10 favorite comic book movies of all time. I think it is just such an amazing movie, and I just really love this movie. So that is my list. Those are my top 5 favorite movies of 2022 so far. We have a lot of great movies up and coming. Thor: Love and Thunder, Nope, a lot of great new horror movies, action movies, superhero movies that are coming up in the next half of the year. I think that the next half of the year is going to be bigger than this half. But those are just my top 5 of 2022 so far. Make sure to show your list down below in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.